Hey fellow mortals, welcome back to Golden RPG. Today we will guide you about Lightning Storm Druid, the monster cleaner leveling builds in Diablo 4. Let's bulk up! Lightning Storm Druid build is an amazing build in Diablo 4. This build has outstanding clarity due to its wide range and action area. It also has fast mobility and strong defenses. Playing without a spirit generator in the late game is possible for a quick and seamless experience. Let's take a closer look at this build. For this Druid setup, you must collect all items and legendary aspects below. This allows you to pilot this build at its peak efficiency. Let's look at the changes you need to make to implement them. On the helmet, take damage while shapeshifted, critical strike damage, maximum spirit, and poison resistance. The Tempest Roar helmet has up to 25% chance to grant 4 spirits. It makes your base storm skill now also werewolf skill. Down to the armor, take as much damage reduction as you can. Any kind of damage reduction is available, such as damage reduction from distant and close enemies, damage reduction while fortified, and damage reduction from poisoned enemies. Vigorous should be equipped to gain more damage reduction for the aspect while shapeshifted into a werewolf. On the gloves, focus on ranks of Lightning Storm, critical strike chance, lucky hit chance, and willpower. Rampaging Werebeast aspect will build up the duration and critical strike chance of Grizzly Rage skill. This pants is very simple, just like the armor above. Get all kinds of damage reduction you can get. Take the Disobedience aspect to increase your survivability by increasing your armor. And then, for our boots, get movement speed, total armor while in werewolf form, and movement speed for 6 seconds after killing an elite and fortify generation. Stormshifter's aspect increases 2 ranks to your shapeshifting skills, while Hurricane is active. For Bearded Axe, take damage to healthy enemies, willpower, core skill damage, and critical strike damage with werewolf skills. Retaliation aspect is a must-have on this weapon, which increases core skills and damage based on your amount of fortify. The upgrade on Ancient Effigy will be different from Bearded Axe. Takes cooldown reduction, critical strike chance, damage reduction from enemies that are poisoned, and damage reduction while fortified. For the aspect, Overcharged will increase the chance of dealing lightning damage to an overloaded target, and additional damage to surrounding enemies. On the amulet, try to get resistance to all elements, cooldown reduction and upgrade ranks of even and passive skills, damage reduction from poisoned enemies, and movement speed. Dire Wolf's aspect will level up Grizzly Rage skills when you change to Dire Werewolf. Then, for our ring, Demoniac's Boon, Fire, and Shadow Resistance are the most important things. Furthermore, remember to get vulnerable damage, lucky hit chance, critical strike chance, and maximum life to boost your damage. Take Lightning Dancer's aspect to increase damage from Lightning Storm skill. Grotesque Loop is the next ring. Cold and poison resistance is a must-have to keep you alive. In addition, 4 more points will be the same as Demoniac's Boon. Aspect of the Umbral will help you restore one of your primary resources when you crowd control an enemy. Let's take a look again before we get to the next chapter. You can pause here to take some notes before we get to next part. On Lightning Storm and damage reduction. This standard endgame build is the best build for Druid that makes you destroy everything faster on your path. Lightning Storm is the primary damage skill of our build. It conjures a growing lightning storm that deals massive damage. The number of strikes increases the longer the storm, making you clear the map faster. Next, Wind Shear is a basic skill in this build. It conjures a piercing blading of wind with slight damage. Grizzly Rage should be chosen as an ultimate skill. It makes you unstoppable and gain more base life when active. Moreover, you also get more damage and defense from damage reduction. For the defensive skill, Blood Howl helps heal for 20% of your maximum life, and kills also reduce the cooldown of this skill by 1 second. This would be very effective when you go through Nightmare Dungeon. Hurricane is a helpful tool for extending the vulnerable effect, especially against bosses. It also provides huge damage to enemies around you over 8 seconds. Cyclone Armor skill buffs a slight non-physical damage reduction and slows down your enemies around this skill. Last but not least, Key Passive's Lupine Ferocity. This key passive providing damage increased and critically strikes every 6th werewolf skill hit. For Lightning Storm Druid gameplay, the build is capable of significant Nightmare Dungeon pushes, although its top end may be slightly constrained owing to uneven single target damage. Just before beginning the combat, activate Hurricane and Grizzly Rage. Hold down Lightning Storm while targeting foes to increase the storm's size. Once it's large enough, manually click quickly to boost the pace you cast. To maintain vigilance, alternate between using Blood Howl and Cyclone Armor during the fight. To keep your spirit topped off, use Cyclone Armor when you're almost complete, and Blood Howl when you're low. In a fight or immediately before confronting high-density packs, use Hurricane on cooldown. Maintain maximum Grizzly Rage uptime by staying near when feasible to receive more calm before the storm procs. If Grizzly Rage expires and the cooldown is not restored, continue fighting foes as much as you can, utilizing Wind Shear and Bloodhowl to regen Spirit, but avoid getting too near enemies with severe CC. You won't have Unstoppable if you don't have Grizzly Rage. If you find yourself in a difficult situation with too many foes close and cannot evade your way out, use Cyclone Armor to knock back and slow the attackers, allowing you to flee. For more advanced, use Bloodhowl to recover from large hits if an adversary hits you hard. For the Lightning Storm Druid, we will focus on 5 boards, which we will open up in the following order: Exploit, Werewolf, Earth and Sky, Keeper, and Fulminate. The first one is Exploit. Adds increased vulnerability damage for enemies damaged by you, but cannot happen more than once every 20 seconds per enemy. On the starting board, we can stack up to 70 willpower for it. For the next one, Werewolf Glyph buffs enormous damage while in werewolf form and also gets a little damage reduction. This glyph is good for you to clear the map. Earth and Sky glyphs also increase your damage to crowd-controlled or vulnerable enemies. In this Paragon board, we add 70 points to willpower, 40 for dexterity, and 34 for intelligence while only adding 5 for strength. Keeper Glyph offers lots of damage for your storm skill while increasing a little damage reduction from vulnerable enemies. Furthermore, your willpower gets up to 70 points again. Fulminate is a great source to boost your lightning skill. It builds up your lightning damage to help you clear the map rapidly. Let's retake a look at the Paragons board. This Glyph and Paragon board almost focuses on your core skill, Lightning Storm, while boosting all your points to support this clear as many enemies as possible. Next, move on to Malignant Hearts. There are item enhancements that will add power to your gear in a way similar to gems, and with a potency comparable to aspects. Caged Heart of the Barber is the best choice for Lightning Storm Druid. This makes it an excellent choice for speed farming, as it eliminates packs swiftly via chain explosions. Here are some best-in-slot Caged Hearts you should aim for. Caged Heart of the Barber. After extensive testing, this heart emerges as the clear damage winner. The seeming disadvantage of needing to wait for the damage to be applied is immaterial, because applying more damage than the enemy's HP would cause them to explode quickly. Caged Heart of Revenge. It's difficult to overlook a free 20% damage reduction. Most builds will most likely be BIS. Caged Heart of the Prudent Heart or Caged Heart of the Pekana. The former is better for hardcore or pushing, while the latter is better for speed farming, leveling. Here are several Nightmare Dungeon affixes to avoid if you want to have a successful push in Lightning Storm Druid. Critical Strike Damage Reduction, Vulnerable Resist, Suppressor. The Lightning Storm Druid is a great ranged build with speed and clarity. With a range of tricks and devices up your sleeve, you can indeed have all you need to start a fresh season, even after the new path 1.1.4. But here are the pros and cons you need to keep in mind before choosing this build. Let's take a look at this clear on Nightmare Dungeon.
That's it for today's build. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos. See ya!